I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
Reese made her proclamation along with Dallas Wings player Dejanay Carrington, you know, the one who intentionally poked Caitlin Clark in the eye.
Important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
Angel Reese just exploded on social media after finding out the Chicago Sky moved 2 home games to the United Center, but only for games against Caitlin Clark. You can feel the frustration in Reese's words when she said, "They watch for me too." But there's way more to this story. The numbers tell a shocking truth that nobody's talking about.
Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural unrivaled championship last night.
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life.
Clark's games averaged 17,000 fans while Reese's struggled to hit 9,000. That's an 8,000 person difference. This isn't just about respect. It's about a $4 million revenue difference that could make or break the Sky's season. The business decision that has Angel feeling betrayed might actually be saving the team.
Entire year complaining specifically about how much attention the white girl Caitlin Clark was getting, Angel Reese being one of those people.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3. Let's get it! Hey, we back like we never left. Angel Reese in the post. Gonna work, number 5.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's crazy? Angel Reese is actually one of the most marketable stars in the WNBA right now. Her social media following is massive, she's got endorsement deals, and fans love her energy. But when it comes to putting actual fans in seats, the numbers tell a completely different story. Let's break down what exactly happened here. The Chicago Sky announced they're moving just 2 home games to the United Center, the big arena where the Bulls play. And which 2 games? Only the ones against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. That's right, just those 2. Not any of Angel's games, not any other matchups, just when Clark comes to town.
NBA has owned half of the WNBA financial support. NBA players pay for their salaries, by the way.
To get in the lab, fix your lamps, but what did you do? More podcasting! Layup! Mashed potatoes!
Angel immediately took this personally, posting on social media saying, "They watch for me too," suggesting she deserves the same treatment as Clark. But here's where things get uncomfortable. The attendance figures don't support her claim at all. Clark's games last year averaged nearly 17,000 fans, while Reese's games struggled to hit even 9,000. That's not a small difference. We're talking double the attendance when Clark plays. This isn't just Chicago either. 5 different WNBA franchises have already made the exact same move, creating what's basically a 2-tier system. Caitlin Clark games in massive NBA arenas, and everyone else's games in regular WNBA facilities. Think about that. It's like there are now 2 different leagues happening at the same time. The United Center can pack in over 21,000 fans compared to their regular home at Wintrust Arena with just 10,000 seats. That's 11,000 extra tickets they can sell when Clark comes to town. You know how much money that is. It's insane.
She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the unrivaled, and she's
going to take advantage of that popularity, the fact that more people are watching than ever before, and Angel Reese wants more money.
What's even more telling is that not a single game featuring Reese last season was considered worthy of this special treatment. 0 venue upgrades despite all her social media popularity. All those followers, all those brand deals, and still not enough to get the big arena treatment even once. The cold financial reality? Moving those Clark games to the United Center is projected to bring in an additional $4 million in revenue compared to keeping them at Wintrust Arena. $4 million from just 2 games. What team wouldn't make that move? That $4 million boost isn't just a nice bonus. It's potentially the difference between survival and bankruptcy for some WNBA franchises. What fans don't realize is that the W has been walking this financial tightrope for years. Most teams aren't swimming in profit. They're actually drowning in a red ink season after season. When you're fighting to keep the lights on, every single ticket sale becomes a matter of survival.
Started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU.
Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live,
Chicago isn't making these venue changes in a vacuum. Look around the league. The Washington Mystics packed up their entire operation and moved their fever game all the way to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena. The Connecticut Sun abandoned their regular venue for Boston's TD Garden. Teams everywhere are scrambling to capitalize on the Clark effect, and it's not because they're playing favorites. The financial impact of Clark is something we've literally never seen before in women's basketball. She single-handedly generated over 25% of the entire WNBA's revenue last year. Think about that. One rookie responsible for a quarter of an entire professional sports league's income. When a single player moves the financial needle that dramatically, business decisions suddenly become crystal clear. And those attendance records? The Indiana Fever didn't just edge past previous benchmarks with Clark. They absolutely shattered a WNBA single-season attendance record that had been standing since 2001 by an incredible 36%. That's not just breaking a record, that's obliterating it. Remember when Clark and Reese faced off head-to-head last season? Ticket prices exploded into the thousands of dollars, but games featuring just Reese? Those tickets barely moved above face value. The market spoke, and it spoke loudly. Here's the thing.
LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
The WNBA isn't a charity. It's a professional sports league that needs to turn a profit. Teams are simply following the money, making decisions based on what keeps them financially viable, not on who feels entitled to special treatment. For some perspective, the Chicago Sky's biggest crowd ever wasn't during any of Angels' games last season. Their attendance peak was set way back in 2016 when they pulled in over 16,000 fans, when Reese was still in high school. These aren't random coincidences. The market is sending a clear message about who's driving this newfound WNBA popularity.
Angel Reese is warning the WNBA that the players are ready to strike unless the league agrees to their contract demands.
It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
So here's the thing. When the Chicago Sky's president tried to spin these venue changes as some kind of reward for passionate fans, we all know what's really happening. They're not fooling anyone. The selective nature of only moving the Caitlin Clark games tells you everything you need to know about what's driving these decisions. Look, at the end of the day, this is simply business. The WNBA is experiencing a financial revolution right now. Teams across the league are adjusting their strategies based on real attendance numbers and revenue potential. That's not favoritism, that's survival. Both Clark and Reese bring tremendous value to women's basketball, just in different ways. The real question isn't about who deserves the spotlight more. It's about how the entire league can build on this momentum to create something sustainable. Because when the dust settles on this drama, women's basketball is finally getting the platform it's always deserved. And isn't that what matters most?